Two. What it do? What it do? What it do? We in the building once again. Love to the game boxing with the co-host extraordinaire Drico, the Machine Bay, and none other than the Goon. What it do? What it do?
What it is, what it is,
What's
what it
Gucci,
is. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
baby, baby?
All right, let's
Goon,
What
let's
up,
get
though?
man. It is what it is, man. We in the building, man. You know how we do. You
Oh
know
my
how we
God.
do. We in the building. Make sure you guys wipe your feet, smash that like button.
yeah,
Salute to
yeah,
the family Nitty G in the building.
yes.
What's up,
Salute.
Nitty?
We back like we never left, and we appreciate all you guys, man.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
we appreciate all you guys, man. We got a good show today,
oh
man.
yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
We got a good show. We're gonna address some things, man, because I call a spade.
Whoa,
And
wait,
I call a spade a spade. I call a spade a spade. What's up, Pineapple Reels? What's good with you? You ready? Hey, Drico, man, Drico, we gonna have to have you run around the block 4 or 5 times. What's going on?
hey,
With
can I
that?
give a shout out to somebody?
Yeah,
To a
absolutely.
couple people. I want to give
I
a
know
shout
you
out.
see it.
I want to give a shout out to the Kwame Protection Committee, KPC. Get off with my man Drake, bro. We not going for that, bro.
We love y'all.
Oh my god! Oh my
We
god!
love y'all.
For sure. We love all y'all, whether it's good or bad.
We absolutely love y'all.
Hey man, hey.
I got you on that one. Kwame, I got you on that one, boy.
Hey, look, man. It is what it is, man. I got some loyal people out here, man. Some loyal followers,
Don't I
man.
know?
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But Drico, my brother, you my brother, man. So it's all love, man. I see people take it a little left or a little
It's all
right,
love. Nothing
you
but
know.
love.
But Drico Crawford over there, he been tripping out these last couple months. So my people we have to kind of bring him back. We
Your
gotta
people.
kind of, yeah,
Your
my people,
people.
yeah, my people. We gotta kind of bring him back down to earth a little something, something. You know what I'm saying? What's good with your uppercuts, boxer Chris Kennedy in the building? In the
Uppercut.
building. All right, man. So
Well,
we gonna cook a little bit on the young god Tank.
Chris Kennedy.
We gonna cook a little bit on the young god Tank, man. I don't know, man. I just a lot of for me. I see a lot of hate for Tank, and I don't understand why. You know, it's like with black fighters, it's like they can't win. You have Mayweather. They say he wasn't exciting. You get Spence. They say at first they say he just a walk up down, go forward fighter. All he could do is maul people. Then you get Tank. He get knockouts, and they have a problem with that. It's like I don't, what I'm saying. I don't understand it.
You're missing a fighter in that too.
I'm not missing nobody. You gotta
Wilder.
have.
What about Wilder?
Well, okay, we go with Wilder too because I think I thought we was talking about Bud because I ain't missing nobody. You gotta fight somebody to
Perfect
miss.
last
Oh,
name.
see, here go the shots in, but we didn't even mention Bud, bro.
It is what it is. I am.
Bud.
Listen. Hating make my teeth whiter. Okay. Hating make my teeth whiter. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But it is what it is. What it is.
Yeah.
Like again
Yeah.
with Wilder, we see the same thing. You know what I'm saying? What's good with you? Good, my brother Steve Pope, Coney in the building.
Steve, what up?
You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like the black fighters, they can't win. They can't win for losing, man. It's like you got Wilder, say he don't have no skills, but he had over 40 something knockouts.
Hey,
Tank,
can I ask a question?
what's that?
Why is it when somebody says something maybe someone to perceive as negative, is that hating? for instance, you name Deontay Windmill Wilder.
Okay.
We see the boxing skills that he have in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He has knockouts. A lot of taxi drivers is on that resume. So that's probably why he gets the flack that he get. Tank is probably kind of, sort of, a little bit kind of in that same thing because they want to see him fight somebody. I think the fight he just had was a great fight. You know what I'm saying? But I think people want to see him in there with the Lomachenkos, the Haneys, the Lopez, et cetera, and the Cashmere Sweater.
I would say, you know what? I can't disagree with you on that. What I would say though is, I just feel like when I'm on social media, when I'm on a book, I see the most of the criticism is coming from us. And when I say us, not you or me, what I'm just saying is our own people. And it's like, it's constant with all the fighters who represent us. Because, you look at someone like Canelo, and Canelo does have a great resume in terms of, you just look at his overall body of work. He's, Floyd, Mosley when he was older. Salute to you, Queen Cassandra, in the building. But when you look at the Mexicans, they stick together with Canelo. He could go duck Andrade and Charlo and go fight the Yildirims and the Rocky Fielders, and he still got his people that will go and pack out the stadium, 73,000 out there in Dallas. Where when I'm here on the book, you know what I'm saying? Look, it take me under an hour to get to Baltimore. I done drove to Baltimore a couple times. I know my wife and I, we looked at an open house in Baltimore, and I was like, it was crazy because it was in a so-called like nicer part of Baltimore. It was a nice block, it was an income property, had a little white tenant downstairs and all that. But when you look out the back, it's just it was like a nice block, but the wire was still like across the street and around the corner. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at Tank, I know everything Tank done been through to get to where he at, to see him have his mom's there with him at this point in his career and all of that.
I like that.
His brother, you hear his story, him and his brother was in the crib, and there was a shooting or something when the police came through and they saw there was nobody in the crib. They went in foster care. So for me, Tank's supposed to be dead or in jail. You know what I'm saying? Or drugs. So when I see Tank, I see a success story. And for me, I don't mind spending $75. Look, my wife and I, we be laughing. Bruh, Tank ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer.
At all.
But that ain't his job. He a fighter. You know what I'm saying? We be laughing because I remember it wasn't this fight. It was the last fight against what's his name? Santa Cruz. We was watching the All Access. The Tank said you can't have 1 feet in the gym and 1 feet in the street, and we cracked up laughing. We like, bro, it's a foot. It ain't a feet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But for us, it's like there's certain fighters that I'm not gonna miss their pay-per-view. I'm a purchase it. You know what I'm saying? And Tank for me is one of them. Cause let me tell you something. When it come to Tank, if it wasn't for Floyd, Tank wouldn't be in the position that he in boxing.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't be in that position. You look at you got fighters the likes of Shakur Stevenson, who has great skills. You have the Devin Haneys, even Ryan Garcia with all of Instagram followers and all that. But
I like Garcia, man.
I don't like him. I think he a hoe.
You say you don't like him?
Nah, he a hoe. I don't
like his boxing skills or him?
I don't like. You ever seen when rest in peace the late DMX was on? I think he was on what was I want to say 106 and Park because I don't really watch them shits. The Breakfast Club, and they asked him about Drake. He said, "I don't like nothing about that nigga. I don't like that nigga voice. I don't like." That's how I feel about Ryan Garcia. I don't like Ryan Garcia.
Man, give it to us. Why?
Oh, because he the captain cap. He a capper, bro. You can't of all, the way he jumped into Eddie Reynoso's arms and wrapped his legs around him, I had an issue with that. That shit looked suspect to me. You ain't supposed to jump on no man like that, number one. And then after the fight, I'm this, I'm that, I'm going on the podcast, I'm going to knock Tank out in 2 rounds and all of this. And then you go to a Pacquiao fight, and then there's no Pacquiao fight, then you in a fight with Fortuna.
They might have used him on that, though, bro. You might have to give him a slight pass on that.
Maybe, but you know what? Heavy's the head to wear the crown. He ran with it, so he got to take what come with that. You know what I'm saying? Then he go to Fortuna, which I have Fortuna beating him. Me personally. I have Fortuna. Fortuna just came off a really good performance, a knockout performance. Yeah. Fortuna, I was at the Spence Peterson fight where Fortuna beat Robert Easter Jr. This is a Cuban boxer. He lost. They stole a fight from him, but he should have won that fight. This is a Cuban boxer, and what I seen from Ryan Garcia against Luke Campbell, chin all up in the air and shit like that. You know, you talk about you.
Okay, come on now, man. This may be one of those things is where you may just not like the guy because there's a lot of guys out there that's greats that had the chin up. Roy Jones Jr.
Oh, listen.
You know what I'm saying? You loved him though, didn't you?
Listen, Roy Jones. Roy Jones, one of the first guys who got me into just watching the sport. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you say. No one had no hands like Roy. Roy had hands. You know what I'm saying? But when you go out there and you say that you're going to do all of this to Tank, and then you going to say that you had mental health issues, anxiety, and I ain't knocking no one because, you know, depression, all that shit is serious. But then we see you on vacation, and then you come back after Fortuna. I mean, it was like a 2-week vacation, bro.
Well, look, with Drake homeboy just went on vacation.
Oh, I'm on Drico Helmet about that.
No, I'm just saying because you know we keep stuff a man on this show. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
So you know,
Captain COVID. What's going on with What's going on with
Drake,
Captain COVID, man?
Come on, bro.
What's going on with Teofimo COVID?
What's up with Tio, bro?
COVID Lopez.
Did Drake hear us?
I don't know. You hear us, Drake?
I don't think you
can hear us. Oh.
What he want to do?
Say that again, Drake. We can't hear you, bro.
Yo, y'all got me? Can y'all hear me?
I hear you now. Yeah.
We hear you now.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
Y'all going.
You the one going in and out. We
I'm
good.
Dang, man. Can y'all hear me?
I hear you. We hear you. Yeah.
He got his internet connection over there in Italy with Tio. That's what the problem is.
Oh shit! I wish you could have heard that part. Oh,
he got a Teofimo Lopez connection over there.
Oh wow!
You know,
look, Drake, can you hear me, bro?
I don't know what's going on with Drico, man. We're gonna have to get Comcast over there in your neighborhood, Drico. I don't know what's going on over there. It's internet. You don't be connected to your modem. Chris Kennedy said. He said Tio in Omaha. Yeah, we can hear you now.
We hear you, bro. We hear you good now.
Bro, you got us acting like a Verizon commercial talking about, can you hear me now?
Oh, he gone. He gonna come back.
Yeah, you gotta come back, man.
Damn, boy, you had me laughing with the Omaha shit.
Yeah, well, that's what he said. He said, Tio in Omaha. I don't know what's going on, man. But yeah, Teofimo Lopez is cat, bro. Like, I don't know.
So you say Tio and Lopez is cat?
Yeah, look. It's a love-hate thing with me and Teofimo Lopez, right? Because I'm from Brooklyn, so I got love for Teofimo Lopez. He's from Brooklyn. Drake from Brooklyn. There's just that connection that's there,
right?
But his father be saying his father be saying some wild racist shit sometimes. So I have a problem with that. Number one, with his pops.
What about Garcia though?
Garcia is just
his dad be on that same shit though.
I never seen that. But if he did, fuck him too. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Yeah, on some real shit. His dad say some, you know what I'm saying? He do the same thing when he said what he said about Americana at the time.
What you talking about Danny Garcia?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about Ryan Garcia. I'm like, I ain't never seen him.
Yeah, I was talking about,
I never seen him say nothing. But
Danny dad wild too.
Yeah, listen. I understand Danny Garcia pops because they from North Philly, so like I just understand it. He ain't racist. He just hood. Yeah, he just hood. He just hood. He not racist like that. He done said some shit that was kind of racist about Bud Crawford nappy here. I ain't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? He said that. He said something about where him and Danny fought in the amateurs. It was like one of the pieces, but Bud was there with his peasy hair or some shit like that. Said I didn't like that. So he says some shit like that too. But I look at Angel as like a hood Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him as like a, you know what I'm saying? I don't see Angel like some racist guy. I just see him as a hood ass Puerto Rican. You know, and he just be saying the first shit that come to his head.
Not even really thinking about it.
Yeah. So, but it is what it is with that. But look, Teofimo Lopez, the only thing that had got COVID was his ticket sales. Let's just keep it 100. And all of these guys is trying to run with Tank, and they can't run with the big dog. It just listen. People get
Tank
mad.
Is a big dog. So Tank is a big dog.
Anyone else that niggas selling pay-per-views? I don't care if it's 200,000.
Oh, now you don't care about the numbers? You don't care
no.
Numbers?
I don't care if it's 200,000. You successful.
You came in just in time, Drico.
Listen,
look, you just came in just in time, bro.
You successful. I see all of these Facebook users.
They don't care about pay-per-view numbers. I'm gonna give you a recap of what he just said, bro.
Listen to what I said.
Yeah, please. I know they're not talking about pay-per-view numbers. That they don't care about them.
I mean, you could go ahead and twist it up. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and twist up what I said, but
you didn't care if the man sold 200,000 pay-per-view.
Yeah, you know why I don't care if he sold 200,000.
No, bro.
You want me to tell you? You want me to tell you why?
No.
You want me to tell you why? I'm gonna tell you why.
No.
I'm gonna tell you why because my teeth is gonna get whiter after I tell you why.
You hating? Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Because it's 215,000.
Well, they can't fight off the back foot.
Listen. You know why? Because his 215,000 is still more than both of Bud 2 pay-per-views.
Whoa, why is Bud named?
Because I'm a hater.
Why?
I'm a hater.
Why are we talking about Bud and we're talking about somebody else right now?
Because that's what I do.
So when we go on a post and somebody
you talking about pay-per-views,
you talking about Earl Spence right now.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna tell you why. Because these comments is coming in, and I know where they're coming from.
Who? What did he say?
Stop Spence.
Oh, we know who that is.
That's why I'm saying all that ill shit.
But, right out the back.
Yeah, but listen. Tank is a star though. Like for real. I'm not saying he's a pay-per-view. I'm not saying he's a pay-per-view star. I'm not saying he's a pay-per-view star. He's a star though. He's a star.
Drake, you the deciding vote on this, bro.
Okay.
1-1. It's me and Kwame right now.
Okay.
He basically just said he didn't care about pay-per-view numbers, bro.
That's not what I said.
Right with Bud, bro.
No, that's not what I said. I didn't say I don't care about pay-per-view. I didn't say I don't care about pay-per-view numbers. I said I don't care if he sold 200,000.
That's the basis of the PBC argument is the number.
Listen. My point with that.
The basis of PBC's argument is the number.
Listen. My point with that was, no, y'all don't got me. This is easy. This is light work. Y'all seen the Matrix where Neo at the end was just blocking all that shit at the end after he became the one and knew
Kwame
it.
can't fight off
Easy
the back
money.
foot.
Easy money.
Hey, you can't fight up your back foot, bro. You can't fight up your back foot, bro.
Listen, what I was saying in terms of the pay-per-views, because everyone's attacking Tank
You
pay-per-view
can't fight off his
numbers.
back foot.
Everyone is attacking Tank pay-per-view numbers because he sold 200,000. What I'm saying is that right now we in a streaming era. We're in an era of streaming. Tank is not as big as a Canelo, and Tank is not as big as an Errol Spence or
I wouldn't
Wilder.
say that, bro. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that.
I think this fight right here did him a lot of justice.
Okay.
Because
Whoa. Tank is bigger than Errol Spence.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not.
Tank is bigger than Errol Spence, bro.
I'm gonna tell you why he's not
He's bigger than Errol. You know why? And Atlanta proved that. I'm gonna
tell you why he's not bigger than Errol Spence. I'm gonna tell you why.
Atlanta proved that Tank is bigger than Errol Spence, bro.
Not true.
He called it his home now.
Tank is a rock star, bro. He's one of the rock stars of boxing.
Listen. Errol Spence is connected with the most delusional fan base in all the sports, is the Dallas Cowboys. Tank Davis is not bigger than Errol Spence. Tank Davis is not going to
because of location.
He's not on Thanksgiving
Cowboy games. Do you hear this? Dude.
Is he saying about because of the location? Dallas is so big.
Yeah,
Texas is so big.
It's part of that. It's part of that.
Kind of like Mikey
because Texas.
Kind of like Mikey fought Earl, and he brought all his fans with him.
Well, one thing I can say about Texas.
Tank is from Baltimore, and
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Well, one thing I can say about Texas is that they have love for their people. Like Texas is going to support.
Fighting state, bro.
Yeah, it just is what it is.
Yeah, it's a fighting state, like Philly, like Detroit.
Yeah,
New York, those are fighting states, so them people go come out. But Tank just sold out Atlanta.
I'm gonna tell you this: if Tank goes down, to Texas again, and he's from Baltimore.
Okay, I mean,
he's from Baltimore. Tank is bigger, man.
Baltimore doesn't have.
That's why they're telling you. They're telling you who's the biggest fight in boxing.
Listen, Baltimore doesn't have a big fight fan base. It's not. Baltimore is actually a very small city. It's not. It's very small. It's like you can fit Baltimore in Bed-Stuy almost. You know what I'm saying? Like in Brooklyn, it's not big, so it's very genius.
So what does that tell you?
Yeah, I agree.
What I'm saying though is very genius the way he's being marketed, and what I will say again, I'm not saying he's not the bigger fighter, but he's the most exciting pay-per-view fighter. Because the fact is, Spence is my boy, but he don't have not one knockout on pay-per-view, and he's throwing on his sport. You know what I'm saying? Tank he stopped people.
Okay,
point blank period.
But we want to see Tank fight these other guys though too. Like I love Tank too. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
But I want to see him fight them other guys too though.
Correct. And before the Danny Garcia before the Danny Garcia.
My thing was at the pay-per-view and the numbers.
Okay, go ahead.
Brandon in the building.
I must be behind. I'm delayed or something, man. I gotta be.
I don't know what's going on.
I said we gotta get Comcast in your neighborhood, bro.
My thing is with Tank, man, is that man, I don't know what's good. My thing is with Tank, man, is that when people start saying he can beat Taylor and he can beat Tio, that's when I was like, come on, y'all.
I say this. After his last fight, I feel a lot more comfortable putting him in there with Teofimo Lopez. After this last fight,
he should have been in there though. Like
this last fight, because me personally, I thought Teofimo was physically just too big for him. That's what I thought.
Initially, you thought
initially, yeah. Initially, I thought Tio was just because Tito could really fight at 140. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
So the fact that I saw Tank go to 140, and what I also saw from Tank is that he actually could box.
Yeah.
His defense is very underrated too.
Underrated. Yeah.
His defense is really underrated, and some of the things I've seen him and Coach Calvin speak about on an epilogue, he has a really good boxing IQ. I think a fighter like Devin Haney would give like a pure boxer. They will give him a problem.
Long,
right.
Yeah.
Fight backwards like a Haney. I think they give a problem.
Haney ain't gonna be able to take that heat though, bro.
That's what I was getting ready to say, which makes it a great fight, which gives it an equalizer. And the other thing about Tank that I feel is a lot, which I think it kind of puts him in the driver's seat with a lot of these pay-per-view fighters right now, is that Tank could lose a fight and still be a pay-per-view fighter because he can knock people out. He's exciting to watch.
Mike Tyson type shit, right?
Exactly. He's like Baby Mike. You know, it's like you expect to see someone
go to sleep.
So it bothers me a little bit, like I said before, when I see our own people don't support Tank, and it's cool. Like, everyone could do what they want to do or whatever the case may be. But my thing is, why wouldn't you want to support your own when you got the Mexicans is going to go out there and put 73,000 in Cowboy Stadium for Canelo to fight Billy Joe Saunders after he done fought a Yildirim and after he done fought all these other guys and he done jumped around and left weight classes and not fought the other champions.
I don't think the Billy Joe was a bad fight, man. I think I actually think that was a good fight for Canelo. It just, you know what I'm saying?
But we all knew how that was gonna go down, though, because
I actually thought Billy Joe had a chance to beat him if he boxed him and stayed out on the outside.
After he got popped with the PEDs and he couldn't use PEDs no more, I had no faith in Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah.
Against Canelo, because Canelo to me is the best fighter out there. I feel like Canelo's the best counterpuncher in boxing. Just the whole package in terms of defense, chin, power.
So what about his PEDs then? If you're gonna punish Billy Joe, well, come on, man.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, listen, I gave Clenbuterol his heat. All I'm saying is after he got caught with the PEDs, his performance never fell off.
It didn't taper. You saying
it didn't right. Billy Joe Saunders, we saw it taper.
Yeah.
With Canelo, I was especially. What's up, Uppercuts Boxing? Chris in the building.
What it do?
What's up with it, fellas?
Salute. Yeah, with Canelo though, he has never. I mean, I was super impressed with his second fight with Triple G. How he fought a completely different fight from the first fight. I mean, no one's really talking about it, but he ruined Triple G.
Bro, I don't even
Triple G's ruined.
Argued that second fight.
Yeah.
Like, I felt he lost the first fight, but the second fight I felt he beat Triple G.
Yeah, but if you look at how Triple G has been and how his career has been after that second fight, where he been?
Who is he? When was the last time he fought?
Derevyanchenko was the last.
Oh yeah, that was a good fight.
Yeah, he almost lost. He got hit with a body shot and almost lost the fight. Yeah, I mean, and it's boxing. Anyone could, what I'm saying, get hit or whatever the case may be. But it is what it is. I gotta get on Facebook real quick and see who's saying what.
Tell them to put their names on there, bro.
Yeah, but yeah. Whoever in Facebook, y'all need to just go into the actual post, click on the StreamYard link. That way, instead of you looking like this, you could look like this, and we can know because I don't know who's talking. But people were saying right here, someone says Billy Joe was winning. I mean, so was Tony Harrison. This is boxing. It only take, damn near every fight Wilder was in, the other motherfucker was winning. You know what I'm saying? This boxing, it take one punch. It take one punch to turn everything around. I think I'm right, bro. I'm not even sure who that is. Yeah, he fought one time since
He
since
beat the
that
boy
fight.
from Canada, right? Didn't he beat the black dude from Canada? Or was
Who?
that was that after Canelo? I mean, was that after the Canelo and then he went?
Only Derbianchenko he fought after Canelo. He ain't fought nobody else.
Yeah, he fought again, bro. I was in Detroit when he fought that dude.
Really?
Yeah, he bought the dude from Canada. He had little quick hands, whatever. I can't think of his name right now, but he walked him down and got him up out of there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
It'll come to me in a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know. But
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
listen, whoever it was, nobody cares because you know what I'm saying.
He said nobody.
Nobody cares. We can't even think of this dude's name. We talking about
Need
where
more
he's from.
people.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like the dude from Canada, like, okay, you know. But look.
I'm about to tell y'all who it was. Hold on, because it's gonna bother me, man. Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh, never mind.
So what's good, Chris? I see you on here. Go ahead. You got some things you need to get off your chest, or what's up?
No, man, it's going pretty good, man. I saw the comments about Tank and Dallas and stuff, man. But people fail to realize most of EJ fans here in Dallas, man, is the Mexican, come from the Mexican fan base. I mean, there's this perception that EJ is only getting the brothers, supporting him. But man, we have a huge Mexican fan base here in Dallas. People fail to realize Texas used to be Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and I've been to the last 5 EJ fights, brother, and I mean sitting ringside, and it ain't the brothers, and that's filling the seats up, man. A lot of those are the Hispanic fan base, that's filling the seats up for EJ, man. Even with the Mikey fight, I mean most of the fans, it was mutual. There were Hispanic Mexican fans that root for Mikey, but they was rooting for EJ too. I mean.
Yeah.
Most of the entourage that came with me, we were 20 deep in there. And of the 20 deep, it was probably about 15 on with my Mexican homeboys.
I don't care if Texas was as big as Russia.
Man, when he fought him.
Tank Davis is bigger than
Said what now?
I said that's what I was telling Kwame when he fought him, man. I said Mikey had a huge fan base because because of that reason what you just said right there.
Yeah, but I mean a lot of it was mutual though. I mean, especially with the Cowboys, because here in Dallas, because I'm here in Dallas, and Earl Spence and the Dallas Cowboys go hand in hand, man. That's just how it is here.
Yeah,
that's how it is here.
I'm sorry, Drico, but not yet. Tank. Listen, Tank is a more exciting fighter, but he's not bigger than Spence yet. He's not. He's more exciting. He's more exciting though, But the reason.
I don't care if Texas was Russia. Spence is not bigger than Tank Davis.
Listen. Errol Spence is getting ready to fight Manny Pacquiao. That bitch is gonna be packed. They fighting in Vegas, bro. He's fighting Manny Pacquiao in Vegas. Listen. Only the big time people fight in Vegas.
I agree with that.
Why is he in Vegas?
I agree with that.
Fighting Pacquiao.
I agree with that.
Oh, it's a huge fight. Absolutely.
The money's in Vegas.
Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia.
Listen, you sounded like the same nigga you stay dissing Leonard Ellerby. You sounded like Leonard Ellerby right now. Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia ain't no damn biggest fight in boxing. It ain't.
No,
that's a good fight though.
It's a good fight, but
it's a good fight.
Listen, Instagram followers do not translate to pay-per-view buys. It don't.
Oh, so we're back on the pay-per-view buys again? We're back on
when you're saying the biggest fight in boxing, I mean that's how I'm
Who's
thinking of
bigger
it.
than those two in boxing right now?
I'm just, if you're talking about the biggest fight, the biggest fight, no one, first of all, when you're talking about big fights in boxing, we're talking about fights that the public wants to see and fights where people feel like it's a 50-50 fight.
Talking about like Bud and Spence?
Exactly. Or Manny and Spence right now. You know what I'm saying?
50-50 fight.
You don't think it's a 50-50 fight?
No, I'm going to get an edge to Earl. At least 70-30 on that fight.
70-30?
Maybe 65. Yeah.
I wouldn't say 70-30.
I say 65, bro.
I mean, the fact that Manny beat Keith Thurman. I'm not saying Earl Keith Thurman. That's what make it more of a even fight because Manny has a history of beating a young undefeated champions.
Keith came in that mug and just thought he was gonna wash Manny, and I don't think Earl will come in there with that mentality, bro.
Oh, he's not. He's definitely not. He's definitely not.
Earl gonna bump. Earl gonna bump.
Salute.
And the fact
I was gonna say
go ahead,
I was just gonna say real quick. Salute to Blu-ray. I see he in the chat.
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray. Salute to Blu-ray. We see you guys out there. We see you guys out there working, and I don't want no one to come on here.
Blu-ray had a problem with me saying that. Spence got to watch out for Manny's shot.
Watch out for what?
Listen, Blu-ray is the equivalent of what. I don't want to say he's not the equivalent of those guys, but I'm saying in terms of relationship, Blu-ray is the equivalent of the Taiwan Tyrells and the Travion Crawfords for Bud for Spence. So there's not going to be there's not going to be things that he's going to hear about Spence where he's not going to say something about because that's like really his little brother. So it just is what it is with those guys. Like it's gonna be what's gonna be.
Yeah, but Blue gonna call it down the middle too, though. Blu-ray gonna keep it a buck. He's just gonna call it down the middle of what it is.
Will it?
And and I think Manny, we shortchanging Manny a little bit because it ain't like he beat Keith Thurman like on a fluke punch.
No,
like they win the whole 12 rounds.
No, it's not.
Yeah, And then, and Manny, I mean, he's bringing something. Yeah, they can say he's been out of the ring for 2 years, but I mean, at the end of the day, man, he's going to come to fight too. He ain't going to come there just to lay down.
Yeah, I agree.
And Earl going to have to be ready, and he's training like it. He's been putting in the work, and Manny going to show up to fight. EJ got to be ready. He going to be ready.
One of the things I like, and that's one of the things I like about Errol Spence is that even though you don't hear a lot of talking during his training camps, he watches what's going on with his opponents through social media. Like when Mikey Garcia was talking shit and all that. Like today, when I was watching Manny Pacquiao, out there running and doing his sit-ups and all that shit, I know Earl see that. So I know that these guys is in there. I know that they in there grinding and putting in the work. So, listen. This fight is possibly the biggest fight this year.
Nah, bro.
Wilder Fury, and it's those two. It's like right there. It's like.
So will Bud have had the biggest fight of the year if he fought Pacquiao?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think so.
Whoa. He would have had his biggest fight, but I don't know if it would have been the biggest fight because he's not as popular or as big as a star as Spence is. I'm not saying he's not as good as a boxer. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in terms of star quality, he's not as big as a star. So it would have been a big fight, but it would not have been as big of a fight as it is with Spence and Manny. Hence why there was money for this fight to be made, and there was other investors on the hook for that. And when it fell through, it just didn't happen. And that's no shot at Bud Crawford. It's just, some people made decisions in their career that made more sense for what they were trying to accomplish in their career, and it is what it is. So hopefully we see those two guys fight. And I'm gonna be very honest with you. After the fight, when Errol Spence wins, he got to call Terrence Crawford out. I'm going to be on his helmet about that. He have to. Because I stood on that. Like, after this fight, this is the fight you got to try to make. But I think we also have to be fair that if the fight is not made and the effort is made, and one party don't have their stuff in order to actually make the fight on their end, the whole ducking narrative, it got to go. Because I don't think either one of those guys is ducking each other. I agree.
I don't think neither one of them ducking either, man.
No, I don't think. I know they're not ducking each other. So I just feel like, it is what it is. I see someone talking about Manny doing 1,000 crunches and all of this. I mean, that's listen. Manny Pacquiao's a professional. This is what he do.
He was doing that when he fought Margarito, man.
Right. This
People
is
look
what
for
he
stuff
do.
to reach for, bro. Like these dudes, when they go into these camps, bro, they doing what they got to do to get ready for the fight. Every fight is the biggest fight for them. That next fight. So you think he's not gonna do no sit-ups? Like
who this? Chris Kennedy, Spence Bundu rode off coattail of Olympics, stopped the cap. Olympics went on Spence and Bundu. Listen, let me tell you something. Whoever wrote this comment, right?
It's Baby
what
Crawford.
Are they saying? I'm trying to understand. Can you make
what they're saying is what they're trying to say is Spence and Bundu did I think 6 million, like 4.5 million to 6 million.
6 million.
Yeah, after the I think it was the basketball men's gold medal game for the Olympics, right?
Okay.
And so people said they rode the coattails off the Olympics. Who fault is that? And then secondly, basketball and boxing are two completely different sports. So people could have changed the channel. You feel me? It's not like they.
But they do that all the time, though. Every year in the draft, damn near Bob Arum throws a fight right after the draft goes off. I'm sorry,
and that's just good business.
He put Bud in. I think he put Bud in. I think it was Bud and Brooke on the same night as the football finals too. The playoffs, the championship game.
The playoff.
So I mean, that's just a business that Earl's people put him to be in a better position to succeed.
Right.
Kind of same thing what Floyd is doing with Tank.
Right.
Exactly.
I really sometimes I don't understand the logic of people on social media. This person riding coattails. This is called good business. Yeah. That's small thinking. Talking about someone riding coattails. If you have that's like saying if you open up a store, you want to open it up on a block that have a lot of foot traffic, or you going to open up in an alley where ain't nothing but mice. Come on. That's not. That's like saying, you riding off you got a successful business. Well, you riding off the coattail of the block you want. Well, if you don't have a good product, people still going to walk by your door, and you just going to pay high rent. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is. All of those coattail moves and all of this stuff is what has Spence the star power he has. You have to, when you go into a business as dirty and unregulated as boxing is, you got to go in there with the people who have your best interest at heart. Because see, the difference. I'm gonna tell you what the difference is between Errol Spence and Crawford at this point in their career. Because it really makes me sad because Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford almost have the same type of personalities. Neither one of these guys talk a lot. They have few words. They're about their business. They work hard. All of that. But here's the difference. PBC, if you look at Tank, and you look at Spence, and you look at Wilder, PBC promotes the fighters, and Top Rank promotes fights. That's the difference. People understand who Tank is, who Spence is, who Wilder is, because they promote the actual fighter.
That's a good analogy.
But what Top Rank does is they promote a fight. Lomachenko versus Lopez. You know what I'm saying? This person versus that person. But they don't promote the actual person. And we in the information age. Because people ain't really... Why you think Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul did well? It ain't about Instagram followers. It's just these two guys are two well-promoted individuals where people tune in to watch that. And it ain't about the fight because the fight is trash. You know what I'm saying? No one care about the actual fight. They're checking in on the people. Right now, Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence, people are checking on Manny Pacquiao fighting Errol Spence. Not just the fight. They want to check out these two fighters. And what happened was, unfortunately, I don't know if it was due to loyalty or, whatever it was, Bud stayed with a guy that didn't understand how to adapt to change. The business of boxing was changing. Heyman, people got mad at Heyman, but Heyman changed the whole business. HBO went out of business. Me personally, once I seen that Bob Arum was backing Eastern European fighters and HBO went out of business doing that, I would have bounced. I would have, because if I'm the number one fighter in the world and you backing Eastern European fighters and stuff, that means it's not the right place for me. You know what I'm saying? I need to go where people are going to have my best interest at heart. And unfortunately, with Bob Arum and Crawford is that, but Crawford just became collateral damage in a dick measuring contest between him and Al Heyman. That's just what it is.
I just think it's kind of like one of those things, you know, like well, I know me personally, I hate to hear that race shit in boxing, but it's just that because of the fact that, like, you can go back in the day with Clooney or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They want that next grade European fighter, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because predominantly we, as the black people, ran boxing for so long or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like Bob Arum was really just promoting the hell out of Lomachenko and not Bud.
Right.
He has a history of that, though. That's not the first. He did the same thing with Floyd and De La Hoya.
Right. And it makes me nervous.
But you know this when you go into it. You know this when you know what you sign up for. It's not. There's no surprises there. You know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can fault everybody else, but at some point we have to give Bud some blame too. Because in spite of all that, he still decided to resign. He still decided to resign.
Yeah. Well, you talking about we're re-ing up with him the last time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
we don't know what was going on behind the scenes, though. Like,
right.
Because a lot of things behind
the scenes. Because here's the thing I know about Devils. Like, people talk about advances and stuff like that, but it's whenever you take money from someone that you haven't earned yet, they own you.
It's a catch to it. Yeah.
There's a catch to it. Because now you feel beholden and obligated. They don't mind fronting you some money up front, because once they give you that money and it's not yours, then it's psychological. They own you. You feel like you can't go anywhere. This person looked out for me, all of this stuff. I think I was watching this movie Cadillac Records. And the guy, I forgot there was one of the actors. He was a singer for, well, they was all down south.
Muddy Waters,
but not Muddy Waters. Muddy Waters. Him and the guy who ran Cadillac Records, they was kind of like the best of friends, but he was always broke because he was taking advances. But after the guy died, there was all this money that still came to him. Yeah. Right. But the other guy that Muddy Waters had a problem with, it was a dark-skinned dude that they had like a little problem with. When the record label guy used to try to give an advance, he said, "No, I only want what's mine." And when the smoke cleared, he turned out to be rich because he had to get what was his. He didn't want no advances because people could play around with stuff when they advance. And that's the thing about the record. That's the thing about the boxing business. It's like the record business. They give you an advance and then they own you, and then you got to sign another contract, and then another contract, and then another contract. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's what the case is, but when a person could come out and say disrespectful stuff about you in the public.
Well, he did Mikey like that, man. You know, like he put Mikey on the shelf because Mikey wouldn't re-up. So now you're on the shelf for a couple of years. So And
I think it's that's right, Wolf, Titus.
Wolf. Yep.
Wolf, Howlin' Wolf. Yep. And it's a sad and unfortunate thing. And I see all of those things. And my only beef or gripe has ever been that you can't not take responsibility for your own actions and the business decisions you make, and then be mad at your opposition. You know what I'm saying? Because they're in a better situation than you. Because it's like, if you did something to lock yourself into a situation, but you don't want to call out the person who put you in that situation, but you want to call out the other fighter who's doing better than you because they decided to go in a different direction. That's really, I mean, honestly, that's really the only issue I have with Crawford. Honestly, that's really the only issue I have with him.
Because he re-signed with Top Rank. That's your
not that he re-signed with Top Rank. It's the fact that he re-signed with Top Rank, but instead of him projecting his frustration to where it's supposed to go, he projects it on Spence. That shit don't have nothing to do with Spence. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have Arams saying stuff like we could have made the Pacquiao fight, but the financier dropped out. Well, why did he finance it then? You know what I'm saying?
Because he told you why he wasn't financing.
So
he said he lost money.
Yeah, but then you got people saying, "Oh, Spence need to pull up his panties, this and that, and all this stuff." But it ain't got nothing to do with that. It got to do with this dude is losing money. I mean, it just is what it is. So
you got people on Bud to take a pay cut that ain't in there taking them punches and stuff. So,
they ain't taking no pay cut. Listen, let me tell you something, Goon. If I ain't never made a flat $10 million purse on something, how the fuck I'm taking a pay cut if I ain't never made that money before? What pay cut are you taking?
How much you think he would make off this fight if him and okay, let's do it like this. You said the biggest fight right now is Earl Spence and Pacquiao. I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna say Wilder and Fury.
Okay.
The fact that all this stuff.
There's a whole right.
You know
and the UK people gonna pay.
Right. You know, and they're gonna travel.
Right.
And they're gonna travel.
Right.
So, what about damn, I just lost my train of thought. What about Bud and Spence? Because if they would hook the fight right now, that would definitely be the biggest fight.
Well, it would be. I think it'd be the biggest fight in terms of
this would be the biggest
competition.
Fight,
No. I think it'd be the biggest fight in terms of competition, and it'd be the biggest
but not
fight
a bigger draw.
For hardcores.
Well, you know the heavyweights always gonna have a bigger draw. Almost.
Right, but the problem.
Because Pacquiao's gonna bring a bigger fan base, though.
Right, and Pacquiao's gonna bring a different fan base.
Exactly.
So Fury is bringing his fan base.
Right.
Wilder is bringing his fan base. So this is still a huge fight.
And Spence and Crawford have basically the same fan base.
I feel you, but like boxing purists like us, we're going to definitely tune in and watch that. That's the biggest fight.
Right. And boxing purists like us, a lot of us still could go stream the fight too.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? That's the problem.
I never understood that though, man. I never understood how they said it's important.
If Bud fight Terrence Crawford,
I'm not
paying for it. If they fight everybody else, I'm not paying. I told you, it's my way of getting back at these promoters off and not putting the fights that I want to see, bro.
See, I don't know who this is. Someone said now he's boring up until the KO in most fights. I'm not sure.
Who are you talking about?
Is he talking about Crawford or I'm not sure. Pacquiao?
He might be talking about Spence, bro, because like Bud has got like all.
I've never. Well, I can't lie. Spence doesn't have a style where it's a boring fight. I've seen Crawford.
I like his style, man.
Yeah, I don't think he has a boring fight style. I think Crawford at times could have a boring fight style, but he winds up getting people up out of it. Like the fight against Benavidez to me wasn't exciting until he knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't like if he didn't knock Benavidez out, that would have been like a lackluster kind of fight. You know,
styles make fights though.
Yeah.
Styles make fights.
Yeah. I agree with that.
The post-off fight too. The post-off fight. He stayed on the outside most of the fight. You know.
Yeah.
He stayed out of trouble. He stayed out of trouble.
Yeah.
And he got him out of. Yeah.
Smart man. I mean, you got to fight. You fight here for a win, not for the fucking fans. You know what I'm saying? Because the fans will shit on you as soon as you lose.
Yeah, hell yeah. As soon as you lose.
As soon as you lose.
Well, I don't know.
Then they gonna talk about
that, Kwame. I don't know if the fans go shit on you when you lose because you know they'll help you out with your excuses sometimes.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with that one. But I don't know Crawford or Spence to have fought anyone who's been caught cheating so many times prior to their own engagement.
Oh my God!
You know what I'm saying? Wild boar meat.
I've heard all the top guys is taking stuff, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I heard all the top guys taking stuff, man.
Flappy gloves, gloves flapping.
Didn't Kobe just say he do his gloves like that?
They
took it off. They took it off.
Yeah, Chris Colbert. Listen, Chris Colbert. See, I don't know what's going on. Maybe the water's different in Brooklyn now, but these new breed of Brooklynites coming up, these young boys, T.O. and Chris Colbert. Chris Colbert embarrassed me, man. And it wasn't, this is what I'm going to say. It wasn't that he picked Pacquiao or he had something to say about Wilder. It was when I watched the actual interview, it was like he was trying to show off for Danny Garcia. Did you watch the interview? It was it was like Danny had put a little battery in his back. He was kind of trying to go for Danny Garcia. And my thing is this again. It's like, bruh, why are you going against the grain? Because let's keep it 100, Chris Colbert. Bro, if you decide with Bob Arum, you be fucking nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's keep it 100. He'd have threw your ass in there with Shakur Stevenson, your career would have been over already. You know what I'm saying? He'd have threw you in there with some tough fights, a Comey or some. Because I really wasn't too impressed with his last fight.
Me neither, bro. I'm gonna keep it a band with you.
I was like, you know what? Hop your ass in there with Tank so I can see you snoring.
Yeah, I yeah.
I mean, he was capping.
I wasn't impressed with that last fight.
I mean, he was capping, trying to impress Danny Garcia, but the stuff he was saying, Danny was looking like he was uncomfortable, like being there.
Yeah.
When he was going in there exaggerating about the Hennessy, and Danny was kind of like he put Danny on the spot. Danny like, I really ain't with it, So
Danny a company man.
He was saying though, bro, he did have a lot of valid points.
Danny a company man though. Danny loved Al Heyman, so he's not gonna say anti-PB stuff.
He gonna fuck his money up,
right? And that was my thing. It's like, bro, you going against the grain though. You know what I'm saying? Like with Chris Colbert, like that's one thing I'll say. If you watch Timothy Bradley, Andre Ward, whatever, Andre Ward may be the ones who sometimes will say the most honest thing at times.
But people don't like it though.
Right, but they not just gonna go against the grain. And Chris Colbert, it was like he didn't have a reason. Like with the Spence thing, it was like he didn't really have a reason. It was like, I picked him against. Why would you pick him? Why would you pick Chris Algieri against Errol? Like that's just dumb. It almost makes it seem like he don't know boxing. He a boxer, and I'm not saying he can't have an opinion. But
I picked Billy Joe against Canelo.
Right, but Billy Joe Saunders has beaten good fighters in the past, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Billy may have thought that Algieri style would have. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like what happens is this, because I've seen a lot of people do this. They'll pick against a fighter, and then the fighter will win, and then what they'll do is they'll go and pick against the fighter again, against someone who they know ain't gonna win because they just want to make up for losing on their last go around. And that's what I got from Colbert. It was like, okay, well, Algieri didn't get him, well, Brook will get him. And I think Brook would have been, I could have respected the Brook one. Like, okay, well, he going over there until Brook done took Sean Porter's first O. He took his O. Right. I could have got that, but like Chris Algieri, now it's like. I
mean, Algieri fought the EJ with the shag. It wasn't gonna be a chance. He didn't have a chance, man.
I saw that. I'll be honest. Like when I saw him fight against Algieri, I was like, damn, was he on something? He looked fucking huge.
Yeah, he was jacked. He was jacked that fight, man.
Yeah,
putting in that work.
Yeah, he was putting in the work, and I think this fight here with him and Manny.
Algieri didn't have nothing to keep him off.
Right.
Yeah, right. Let's be honest. Like,
right. Kind of like Lamont Peterson.
Not a boxer.
Like Lamont Peterson. He had nothing to keep him off of him.
Provorov is not a boxer. He just gonna go in there and try to get you up out of there.
Right.
And that's how Algieri got himself back in that fight.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying, that helped Algieri's stock go up, winning that fight.
Right. Well, I think also it was a good build-up because they had Algieri fight the likes of a Manny Pacquiao and Provodnikov. So it was like, again, a lot of the stuff was just calculated. Spence was moved correctly, but then on top of being moved correctly, you have to also continue to win. You know, and he continued to win, and going over to the UK. And being able to pull that fight out against Kell Brook the way that he did, that was a legacy defining fight. Yeah. You know, to get your first title and do it in that way, you know, it was like that was a legacy defining fight. But I'll say this again: I need to see a stoppage from Spence. It's been a while. You can't just be on pay-per-view outboxing people. I'm sorry, you're not Floyd.
Listen, man, it's levels to that, bro. You know, like when these guys first start off, we'll just use Deontay Wilder for an example.
Hold on 1 second, because there's a lot of feedback. Let me see who it's coming from. It's coming from you, Chris. It's coming from you, yeah. You might have. I don't know. You might have to charge your phone because sometimes I think after some time you may.
Is that better there?
Let me see.
Getting feedback now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Mute the TV or something.
Do you have a TV on or something like that?
Nah, I think I need to charge it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute mine just in case, bro.
Yeah, just tell me when you want to talk. I'll just take you off mute so we don't have the feedback. But what were you saying?
I was saying like you were saying how they move these fighters, and I was like, I agree. Like Deontay Wilder, they moved him great, and it was just like for the average person that's not a boxing purist, they go like, oh my God, he's just knocking out everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, we know, like, you can name any great fighter that started off, including Mike Tyson. Like, you ain't really fighting nobody in the beginning, and then they're steadily building you up. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like Spence probably at the level now, like, it's levels to it. You not gonna knock out all the top guys. You feel what I'm saying?
I agree with you on that, but I think it's more about Errol Spence than his competition. I feel like all these guys that he's fought so far, he could have knocked out. But
I could have won a Powerball last week.
Yeah, I wish. Me too. Yeah. Saying I really wish. But I feel like a lot of that was on him, like him just falling off. You know what I'm saying? Like he fell off like outside the ring, and it was a red flag for me when the Mikey Garcia fight. When I don't know, I can't find the pictures anymore. But Spence's first pictures that he took for the Mikey Garcia fight with his belt, he was flabby. He was like, I remember seeing it. Like he was super duper flabby. Like
that's not flabby. A first though. It's been a lot of fighters like that.
You know what I'm saying? But he never. The thing is, like when he went into the Kell Brook fight, he was jacked. The whole time in between camp because he was focused and he wanted to get that belt. He hadn't made it yet like that. Let me see if he could. It's still a little feedback. Yeah. So but once he started to get the bag, he fell off. I think I honestly feel like Errol Spence could have stopped all of those guys that he's fought on pay-per-view, but he waited for the wrong time to fall off, and I can't judge him.
You said he could have stopped Sean Porter?
I think he could have stopped them all. Me personally, I think if he would have stayed doing what he was doing, if he would have had the Floyd Mayweather mentality, would have kept working and wasn't partying and drinking and all of that stuff, you know, I think, bro, there was a reason why all of these guys didn't want to fight him. It wasn't about them losing. It was about how they thought they was going to lose the fight. It wasn't about them losing. No one wants to be pummeled.
So who do you blame?
I blame Spence. That's what I'm saying. I put it on Spence all day long. So and even with this fight coming up with Manny, I don't think he's gonna be the same Errol Spence that fought Kell Brook, but I think he's going to be very close to that guy. I think it's going to take him one more solid camp again, like what he did with the Garcia fight. It was like the Garcia fight, he's coming off an injury. He stayed in the gym. He built himself back up, all of this stuff. And I think he's going to be great. And then I think what he has to do is after the Manny fight, he got to, it's on Saturday. He got to be running on Monday again and staying in the gym again and go through another Blu-ray camp again. Another because
his intestinal fortitude to do that. Though.
Because and the reason I said Blu-ray camp is because Derek James is his trainer. He's always going to go through what he's going through with Derek. Like that's what it is. But I feel like Blu-ray unlocked that extra little that it factor. Like he pulls out that full potential in him. I'm not talking about the skills is there because we saw it with Mikey. Like he had the skills, but when he turned into like that pummeling Terminator type motherfucker,
kind of like
when he got Blu-ray,
right
huh?
Kind of like a bud right now. This body.
Nah. I can't. We can't put them on the same level because
you know I gotta fuck with you.
I know that. I'm just saying, but until we see him, until we see Bud in there, and I'm not saying Bud don't want to fight these guys. I'm just saying we just haven't got the chance to see him in there with those level of guys yet. You know what I'm saying? Because the same way you're saying
what level of guys?
The Porters, the Thurmans, the Danny Garcias.
I'll give you Thurman.
Yeah, the Porter. But that's see what you said earlier. You asked me. You said it's also with Spence the level of competition, and we have to say the same thing with Bud because we haven't seen that level of competition. Not saying he's not going to win the fights. I'm not saying he may not score knockouts in those fights. I'm just stating that we can't call it that until we actually see. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. To me, Bud is the dude in the school where he's playing JV, but he averages 50 on JV. You know what I'm saying? There's a good chance when he go play varsity, he might be the star and score 30 points a game too. But he ain't played varsity yet. You know, he may want to go to the basket and think there's a 6'4" dude that's in varsity gonna meet him at the rim. Is gonna be a 7-foot nigga who gonna pin his shit.
But we have seen him in varsity league because we couldn't going by y'all narrative, we can't bring up nothing he's did at 140 and 135, but he did what he did at those weight classes or whatever.
Yeah, he did.
And he's watching everybody that he's fought. And if he lose those fights, people go talk shit, just like you just said.
That's what everybody. But here's my question to that: Can you name me one in-house title Bud earned?
He earned all of them.
Yeah, they all top-ranked titles.
He earned them all.
I'm just saying, has he got a title that wasn't from an in-house top-ranked fight? No. He got all the belts. But every single belt he got was a top-ranked promotion from a top-ranked fighter who had a belt from top-ranked.
Look how long they've been doing that, though. If you can remember, everybody was pissed off at Bob Arum because Arum had all the belts. Remember?
Right.
Arum had all the belts or whatever. They wasn't crossing over and doing shit with PBC.
Right.
I think this was probably right after HBO. Am I right?
Well, Arum has all the belts. It's according to weight classes. Arum has all the belts in certain weight classes.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he was pretty much had it monopolized because nobody from PBC could get a title shot. Remember?
Right.
So they were all so it's been going on, bro.
Right.
Bud ain't the first one, and he ain't gonna be the last one.
So Drico's here. He said, "Will Earl be able to recognize the veteran traps Manny is gonna set?" Well, we don't know. We gonna have to see.
We about to find out.
We gonna have to see. I just know I watched the Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao fight. And if that Manny Pacquiao show up, he losing. I'll just keep it 100. I seen a lot of things in that fight where Keith Thurman was throwing a lot of arm punches. I was like, why is he? Was he nervous? Like the way he was swinging.
Probably felt something he didn't want to feel no more, man. He got a little gunshot.
Oh yeah, well I mean he got dropped in the first round, so you're right about that. You know what I'm saying? Like
he felt something. He probably felt something.
Yeah. Steve says.
Y'all still get feedback?
We are, but it's not too bad.
Go ahead. Say that again.
Say, can y'all hear me now?
I mean, we can hear you. There's a little feedback, but it's not horrible.
No. Yeah, I watched that fight today too, and it looked like Manny was fading as the fight was going along. I mean, he shot out the gate fast that fight, and as the fight went on, Keith was hitting him and touching him with some good shots there, man.
Yeah,
and Manny was eating them. You
remember, man, Margarito. Manny said he was damn near getting ready to quit when Margarito was hitting him with them body shots.
Yeah. I mean, but if the same, like Juan Manny said, if that same Manny show up August 21st, it might be an early night.
Yeah.
Spence can't walk into nothing, bro. Like Manny's the type of fighter. Like even though I lean heavily towards Spence, he can't walk into nothing. Trying to walk him down, man.
Yeah,
gonna definitely have to use those angles and everything because
Yeah, Manny gonna come to fight.
Yeah, definitely.
That's for sure.
Definitely.
Drigo says y'all giving Blu-ray too much credit. Who else Blu-ray chain for y'all to say this?
Woo! Shots fired.
And I don't think it really matters. I can't give someone too much credit when the proof is in the numbers. It's like this. Drigo.
11 fights, 11 knockouts, I believe. 11 fights with Blue with 11 knockouts.
11 fights, 11 knockouts. I don't know how you give someone too much.
Bud got like 5 or 6 knockouts at 147. You won't give him credit.
Yeah, but the thing is, most of the people he knocked out at 147 already been knocked out before, multiple times.
Most of the people that Earl and fought, there's been recycled, so we could look at it a lot of different. ways.
But if you look at Porter, Mikey, and Danny, they hadn't even been knocked down. Let's know knocked out.
Porter been knocked down. He got knocked out.
Porter been knocked out by Broner. I forgot. Yeah, he Broner got
out.
I can give you all that. That's a good rebuttal. I can give you that.
Yeah.
And even with, and not just some, like Amir Khan and Brook been knocked out multiple times, before Bud got to him.
Well, Brook only was knocked out. Oh yeah, you're right.
EJ and Triple G.
No.
EJ got Triple G.
Yeah, Triple G and EJ back to back. And we don't even want to talk about Amir Khan. I think if Goon sneezed next to Amir Khan, his chin will probably give out. So you know what I'm saying? We don't even want to talk about his fucking chin. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, one thing about that boy though, he'll go in there and fight anybody, bro.
He need a check. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at him though.
He'll go in there and fight anybody.
He needs to fight Kell Brook.
Talking about fighting each other.
Finally, because Kell Brook is washed. Because he was supposed to fight Kell Brook.
Hey, listen, bro. I don't even want to see that fight no more. And I don't even want it to be like this with Earl and Bud, bro. Like Bud's getting up there in the age or whatever, man. If they don't fight by next year, bro, I'm just over it. Like
I'm over it too.
Real shit.
I'm kind of over. I'm over it too.
Yeah. If y'all notice, it's less and less people starting to talk about that fight, man.
Because of this, you're right.
Some people starting to already move on, man.
Yeah. I'll give it a year, bro.
Well, I think it's gonna die if it doesn't happen after this fight. Then people are gonna stop talking about it.
It definitely should happen after this.
And I think a lot of people are also really just turned off with the Zepeda announcements and all. Like people just turned off. And I'm not saying that it's Crawford's fault. It's like if we go back to the root of everything, like okay, he signed the contract, so he has to take responsibility for that. But I'm not blaming him for fighting that guy because I know he don't really want to fight that guy. That's not who he's looking to fight.
Wait a minute. Who are you talking about?
Jose Zepeda, whoever it is, because they're now. I just saw something. It said Friday, October 22nd at 9 p.m. on ESPN. Title fight at 147, Crawford versus Zepeda. The top ranked card. That's who it's going to be.
I didn't want to see Earl and damn Mikey. You remember, I was just like, I don't even want to see that fight.
Well, it was it wasn't the fight I wanted to see, but what we have to realize is for the Mikey fight, nobody else wanted to step up.
Yeah, but
right.
Nobody
wanted Porter to fight.
He wanted Porter.
He wanted Porter.
Mikey said that Earl left negotiations twice. Yeah, to try to get the Porter fight.
Yeah.
You know, so at least but on the flip side, we're lucky because Mikey is the one who gave everyone the balls to actually go fight Earl Spence since he didn't get knocked out. Because everyone else was avoiding him like the plague.
That's one way of looking at it. Yeah,
it's the truth. It's like I'm telling you.
Have nobody to fight.
Did you see how Danny Garcia looked after the Porter fight? It was like, oh, it was two people he did knock out. He like, I want you next. Because
and what did I say about that fight? I was like,
right. But it's just that the way that the business work now, it's crazy because listen, what Al Heyman Al Heyman's an entertainment guy. His business model, basically, if you see what he did with Golden Boy, was he signed all of these guys as his clients, right? Where he manages these guys. Salute everything boxing. Salute to you, Keon, big dog.
So they couldn't get caught in that Muhammad Ali act, bro.
Right. Well, I don't think it was just that. I think his business model basically was saying, all right, I know how business works. So what I'll do is all the fighters were like him signing actors, and then PBC was like a TV show. And basically, he's taking all his people and putting it on his show. That's basically that's really what's going on. But people want to see the best fighting the best, and unfortunately, in boxing, we're never going to see that until boxing has regulations and it's ran similar to the UFC. As long as you have all these different entities in an unregulated sport that has all of these different, you got a sanctioning body, you got a athletic commission from state to state to state, you know what I'm saying? And you got all these different promoters, and we're never going to see the fights we want to see.
Yeah. I think it's too corrupt though to be able to run it like the UFC though, to have just one commission, one person.
We do need one commission though. I would rather have it with one.
I don't think it could work though. I mean, it'd be a good idea, but the way they're so greedy right now, and the corruption, I don't think it'll work, man.
You got to have it where it's not like a Bob Arum or you know what I'm saying. None of those type of people like what how McCain wanted it.
Right,
it would have to be like that.
Right. Yeah. Yep. You hit it right on the head. I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Draco says PBC hide behind pay-per-view numbers. I'll need to let his kids come outside and play. Well, I mean, we can say the same thing for Top Rank. We can say the same thing.
How?
Okay. Like I said before, what title has Bud Crawford got that wasn't an in-house Top Rank title?
All of them was the Top Rank.
All of them.
He earned all his title. He had to go in there and fight.
All of them. And the only time he's fought people outside of Top Rank was after Arum and Heyman had their lawsuit and their little settlement, and Heyman tossed him John Molina and Felix Diaz.
When he went over to the UK and won.
That's still all Top Rank.
Was that a Top Rank?
Was that all Top Rank? It's still all Top. Shit, they said Manny Pacquiao and Jeff Horn. It was Top Rank in Australia. It's all Top Rank. So you still think Pacquiao didn't won that fight? To be honest, I really don't care. I feel like.
I want your honest opinion on that, bro. Come on.
To be honest, I didn't really even watch the fight like that. I just watched the highlights.
I watched it, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm like, damn, me too. Because I remember Bob Arum saying, like, look, y'all, I know y'all thinking I'm just giving Pacquiao anybody, but this kid can fight. I wasn't up on Jeff Horn. And then I'm watching the fight, and as the rounds go by, I'm like, damn, he roughing Pacquiao up. I felt he won a razor-thin decision. But what does that have to do with Bud sparking him?
Right. Listen, Jeff Horn, when we're talking about skills, Jeff Horn got B- C skills. Like, he's not. He's not an elite fight.
He just beat a legend, bro.
But stop. But you get to know, like, styles make fights. That's why I wanted to see Pacquiao fight a Sean Porter, because someone who made it ugly and rough on him gave him an issue. It wasn't like he outboxed him and he dominated him and all these other things.
I can see where you're going with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I can see where you're going with that. But be that as it may, they got in the ring and they fought. Pacquiao didn't knock him out, and he got beat up in that fight. And it was a close fight because Pacquiao could have stopped him late in that fight, and he didn't. Bud turns around and go in there and beat this undefeated champion. I'm like, I don't understand why people give that win so much grief when Manny didn't knock that guy out.
I mean, Horn hasn't done it since then either, though. I mean, what has Horn done to other than a controversial win over Pacquiao?
I feel you. But what did Mayweather,
you know what I'm saying?
Mayweather used to say he ruined fighters. They never the same after he beat them.
Yeah,
correct.
I mean,
right or wrong, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but there was nothing devastating for anyone to be ruined in those fights.
A lot of people thought Horn lost that fight.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
And my thing is like, I don't care one way or another. The fact I mean, there was a whole backstory behind that, you know, with Pacquiao getting ready to leave, and he was trying to make a fight with Khan. Okay, and there's a whole backstory, which don't, you know, none of that really matters. It's
I hear all that, but still, got in the ring with this guy.
Right.
He didn't knock him out.
Right.
He left it up to the judges.
And listen, that's why, and that's the difference. That's why Crawford is fighting, or they're talking about him fighting as a Zepeda, because Bob Arum don't have no one he could do that to with Bud. There's no one that he can find. But it's too good. He has no one he can find to try to cheat that man. You know what I'm saying? Because Bob Arum want to continue to make money off of Josh Taylor. He's not throwing Josh Taylor in there with no dead Bud Crawford. You know, he's gonna get his head knocked off. You know? So but the thing is, and I'm looking at Drigo right now, it's like, being decorated in boxing is not what makes you a star.
Don't you say it?
It makes you a great fighter, but there's a difference between being a great fighter and a star. It's like, for instance, I think Tank is a great fighter and a knockout artist, but I don't think I don't know. My opinions kind of changed after the last fight, even though people said Barrios, you know, whatever, this, that, and the third. But
that was a good fight.
Yeah, I mean, this guy was dangerous. I'm just saying, though, on the flip side, you can have all the decorations, but like Bud always says, if I quit today, if I retire today, I'll be in the Hall of Fame. But then 20 years from now, when people speak of Bud Crawford, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I remember when Bud Crawford beat Jeff Horn. Oh, I remember when he beat Gamboa. I mean, they passed Gamboa around to everybody. They just try to pass him on to Chris Colbert. Oh, I remember when he beat Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what people really remember.
You don't think that worked both ways, though? Where you could be like, well, this guy didn't fight this guy. He didn't fight this guy. Like, it's always going to be like with Mayweather. Oh, he didn't fight.
Right, but it's hard. But it's kind of hard though. And the reason I say that is because Mayweather spent the first half of his career with a top rank, and the fighters he fought were way better quality than the fighters that. And it's not Crawford fought because he got belts, so he fought the guys who were the best at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, to get the belt, these were the champions. But you still, at the same time, when you look in the history books, even with a Roy Jones Jr., like there's Antonio Tarver, but there was that guy. Hearns had this, right. And the way things are panning out right now, because it's an information age, the way things are panning out, it's not helping. See, let's just say if they retired after, let's say Spence and Crawford retired after their next fight. With everything that's going on, win, lose, or draw, what happens in Spence's next fight? People could have said he fought Manny Pacquiao. You know, it's like he has that. They're gonna say, okay, he went and got his title from a guy who had 30,000 fans, and he went over to the UK and took the title and brought it back. So he has legacy to his. He has legacy. He has more legacy to me. The legacy defining. Legacy defining fights.
True though. Yeah, we spoke on that. I said, Bud would have had the same thing. Had that fight went through, like when I told you about just having that name on the resume. So like I see what you're saying.
Right.
It works both ways.
And I'm not faulting him because I've said this before. He make fights. I mean, he's a fighter. He don't make the matchups.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he can only do, and what I respect about him, and I'm just being 100. What I respect more about Crawford than I respect about Spence is that through it all, he still stayed in the gym and worked hard and never broke focus. Through all of this, you know what I'm saying? Like all of this shit was easy for him to go kind of rogue and do whatever and wild out, but it doesn't seem like that's really in his character like that to do that. So I respect that. But the part that I don't respect is just that I feel like at some point you gotta man up and call a spade, and if the person who's running your career or managing your career is not doing the right thing by you, then you got to speak up on that. That's like, you know what I'm saying? That's like Stephen A. Smith not getting the right host on First Take, but he pissed off at Shannon Sharp over there on Fox and Skip Bayless because they over there doing their thing. But instead of you being mad at the producers here at ESPN, you mad at Shannon Sharp. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bruh, you need to be like, look, y'all motherfuckers over here is tripping. Like, either y'all make this shit better or I'm out. Instead of being like, oh, I know, you was trying to make these fights happen and you a good guy. And then a dude go in the media the next day and a couple months later and double down on some negative ass shit. You know what I'm saying? That to me, that's basically all it is for me. And then I pick Spence to win if they fight. But I had said the Spence who fought Sean Porter, I could see Bud winning that fight against that version.
I was gonna go back to that too. I was gonna go back there. I was gonna ask you about that too.
Because he wasn't focused. You know what I'm saying? He beat Sean Porter because he's just better than Sean Porter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I didn't want to see that fight either.
Right. He beat Sean Porter because he's just better than him. You know what I'm saying? Danny Garcia too. I remember he made a comment in the lead up to that fight. He said, if I lose to Danny Garcia, then I know something's wrong, because I should be able to beat him at like 70%. And I said that about Danny. I said, Danny is the worst of the best welterweights. He's the worst out of the best guys. You know what I'm saying? So he's the guy that every time he fight a top welterweight,
don't never win.
He don't win, and it's because of physical limitations he have. Yeah, basically. Physical limitations, but slow feet.
So that is credit, though. I mean, 2 of them were split decisions, and then the one he got blew out on was the guy that we're saying is arguably the best in the division. So I give that an inch.
Right.
Some people make it seem like he just got, blew out the water all 3 fights, and that wasn't the case.
I think it's just that he don't come through. You know what I'm saying? Because I like Danny. I like Danny.
I like him too.
But it's just like him and Sean. Like I just don't really care to see them fight, bro. Like I just keep.
I get it because you done seen them.
Yeah.
Like low key, they just top notch gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're top notch gatekeepers, fighters,
bro. Like I would rather see Ortiz get a shot, Boots get a shot. Like I don't want to see these same
same guys anymore.
Over and over again.
Well, it looks like there's no one else for them to. There's no one else for them to fight. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like on the flip side, if those are the gatekeepers, then we deserve to see Crawford in the ring with those guys too. And just to see because these guys are true welterweights, and these guys also have been in under the bright lights and had big fight experience. So I would just want to see that. I don't have either one of them beating Crawford.
You just want to see him in there with other than the type of fighters.
The fighters that he's
that's
in
fair.
there with. Yeah,
that's fair. Bro.
You know what I'm saying? All right, and so we're gonna go to the next subject, which is Wilder Fury, because then I'm gonna have to wrap it up because I got work in the morning. So
yeah, me too, man.
Well, you retired. So, but Wilder Fury, I know you and I, we see totally different on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Wilder, let me tell you something. For me, Wilder is the guy that I root for with my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like,
why?
Because like Wilder stand up.
Is it his story?
It's definitely that. It's definitely that. That's part of it. That's part of it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's his story. You know, like, and that's what I say. PBC promotes the fighter, right? Because Wilder, the way I knew about Wilder was his story with his daughter. You know,
he's with De La Hoya at first, though.
Yeah, but when he got with PBC, that's when we started hearing about him. You know, his daughter being sick.
I know about him in the amateurs.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't know nothing about him.
Yeah, I know about him in the amateurs.
And you know, to this day, just like what he stand for. And look, some of the I ain't gonna lie. Some of the shit was a little suspect. I ain't gonna lie. Some of the shit was a little suspect. But all the things he spoke about, though, even if they did come out to be somewhat suspect, it wasn't like there was like an ironclad case that it was absolutely false for any of those things. It's like there was see, the problem was there was just too much different shit being said that would sound like excuse. You know, my suit. You know, my water.
There you go.
You know
what? You just hit it on the head.
Yeah, it was too many different things, and it was tough.
You're the first person that actually that's my only thing, bro.
It was too many. It's like, okay, you should have just stuck with his gloves or something like that. But it was just
the water.
If you keep guessing, though, he'll finally get it right.
Right.
You know, I'm just like, come on, bro. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You know? Listen, bro.
Yeah,
I'm one of the type of people that made 1,000,001 excuses for Mike Tyson losing to Buster Douglas. And then the older I got, I was just like, bro, you know what? He just lost.
He just lost.
Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? He just lost.
Right.
I think with Wilder, a lot of us, like, more so that we like him as a fighter, but we like what he stands for. Mm-hmm. You know, he'll say a lot of stuff in front of cameras that a lot of brothers are hesitant to say.
Bingo.
You know? So I mean, that's kind of what, like Kwame said. I am with Wilder. It's gonna be a tough fight, man. I got Miss 50.
No, he's gonna have to earn it. He's gonna have to earn it. Which I want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, see. Let me tell you what I like about Wilder, though. Like, F all the excuses and all that. Like, I respect the fact that after he took that ass whooping the way he did, he went and built a facility at his crib, and he grinded, and he looks different too in terms of like how I used to be looking at him and his workouts before, like, what the fuck is this nigga doing?
What workouts? Mark Breland said the man wasn't working out. Like, what workout, bro?
I don't know. But I used to see sometimes JD be holding the pads for him, and I'm like, what?
Hold on.
What the fuck? What is this?
Kwame.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I said that negative stuff about him. I don't want Wilder to get this kicked off of the internet, bro.
Are you funny as fuck?
I'm just keeping it a band right now. Like, I'm just going to, you know, I don't want to get kicked off the internet.
Listen. Wilder ain't going to get kicked off the internet because I'm pro Wilder. So listen, he got his
I want him
kicked.
to win, bro. Like,
yeah.
Everybody think that I really want him to win. I want him to be great and everything, but it's just one thing that I just is
the excuses.
Oh my God, yeah, bro.
It was the excuses.
No, it's the excuses right now. But like my homeboy just said this shit to my daddy the other day, whatever. Right, we was playing dominoes. He said, "It's not that we dislike you, bro. We just don't like your mouth." And I'm like, he talks too much shit to have. He definitely got a right hand, like
Yeah,
undeniably.
might be the best one
Yeah,
in history.
like, you know what I'm saying.
Right,
But like, other than that, bro, what are you doing to improve your craft?
right. And I can say at least this time around, and it's probably the ass whooping he needed in order for the wake up call to do it.
Yeah. Now he jumping rope and all kind of shit now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
And I just, the thing is, I just don't like Tyson Fury. I don't like him.
How could you not?
You know what I'm
If he
saying?
was black, you would love him.
But he ain't.
If that man was black, you would love him, bro.
He ain't.
He was out here with the Canelo Sanders fight, bro. And he literally walked right past me. They was all trying to get his autograph, man. I just kind of threw the deuce up to him and just kept it moving, man. There was it's just some of the stuff he was saying, you know, and then he just, you know, he's the type of cat where like you don't mind going to the club with him, but you won't let him babysit your kids. You know, that's how I am with Fury. You know, but having said all that, if Wilder pulls it off with Fury, man, what do y'all think the chances are we'll see a fight with AJ?
Slim.
No, I think that fight can happen. I think I was gonna say the same thing. If Fury gonna do what he got to do, that AJ fight is gonna happen.
No, if Wilder do what he needs to do, you think that AJ fight's gonna happen?
It has to, because we gonna demand to see that fight, bro.
I agree.
It has to.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
But what if Fury win?
Then that fight's gonna happen. I mean, that's the fight they wanted to happen all along.
Yeah. They wanted to fight right now.
Right.
Okay. And I'm one of the ones that did want to see that fight. I wanted to see the all UK fight, just like I want to see Khan and Brooke fight when they both was up there or whatever. But I just don't want to hear no excuses on either end.
Yeah, I can respect that.
I don't want to hear no excuse. Like whoever win, they win. That's it, bro.
Right. I can respect that 100%. My thing is, it's just something about Tyson Fury. It just rubbed me. It's like something about him just rubbed me wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's just, I don't know. It's all the talking and stuff that he do. It just rubbed me wrong.
Wilder talks, bro.
Listen, what I'm saying is that it's like it's all an act. I don't find Tyson Fury to be. I think that's a better way for me to say it. I don't find Tyson Fury to be genuine. I find Tyson Fury to be a character. Like Tyson Fury, you will never be able to out-talk Tyson Fury.
Right.
Whether he's right or wrong, and that for me that's the issue because that's not someone that's genuine to me. Where the stuff that Wilder says to me, hence the excuses, right? He comes up as a genuine person where he says stuff, I believe what he's saying. When Tyson, like I watched Tyson, I'm glad they didn't allow it to happen because at the press conference, when Tyson Fury wanted to do this thing, well, I'll be Tyson Fury and I'll answer as Deontay Wilder. I mean, look, it's great that he has that charisma for boxing, and it probably would have been fun or funny, but I'm gonna tell you why I didn't want to hear it. I would have wanted to hear it if there was if it was a Buster Douglas Mike Tyson situation. There was the only cheating allegedly with that was Mike Tyson knocked Buster Douglas out first, and the count was long. Yeah. But in the Tyson Fury situation, there was just a lot of shit that it was like, why is that like that? See, there was nothing where it was like I could have said, but see, with Wilder it was like he made a whole bunch of excuses, which took the spotlight off of the shit that Tyson Fury actually had going on that looked suspect. It was like people were more like, nah, you just a sore loser. Oh, gloves flat like that. Or the pattern, even though there's a picture and you're seeing this guy's knuckles through brand new boxing gloves, which makes zero sense to me, right? You got brand new, anyone who boxed, you see brand new gloves. These ain't the gloves he sparred in, right? These are gloves that came out of plastic and after his hands was wrapped, was put on his hand. But in the fight, for some reason, you can see his knuckle print in the gloves. And then when the picture come up, then they make you take the picture down.
Can we pause for a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to say I don't want to say I'm for certain, but like in the first fight, didn't they have photos of that too? So if you seen that in the first fight,
I seen the floppy glove. I seen the floppy glove in the first fight. I didn't see the print.
Let me finish my thought.
Mm-hmm.
You seen that in the first fight, but you just so confident because you done knocked out all these cab drivers or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Except Ortiz twice and Tyson Fury. So you seen that in the first fight, and you didn't have nobody in your team to make certain there wasn't no fishy business going on. You didn't do your due diligence. You know what I'm saying? You know, in this fight right here, because he lost.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? You feel what
I
I'm
feel
saying,
you.
bro?
You know why? Because Wilder was looking at it the same way he looked at the Ortiz fight. Like, okay, it was close, but I'm gonna get him the second time. Like, since I dropped him twice in the first fight.
You just missed my whole point. You just missed my whole point.
Okay, go ahead. Say it again.
What I'm saying is, we seen the footage from the first fight, which people were saying was questionable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the second fight, when he just fought him, and because he lost, all these red flags are there.
Well, I think the red flags came from one. When I do look at the tape, he did look weird. Like, I'm not just saying that.
You know what? I actually said that in that fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
something looked off about it.
But listen. I said that when they fought or whatever, but you know, they fought or whatever. But had he knocked them out, that wouldn't have never came out.
Exactly. So what's going to happen? Right. But what's going to happen is if you lose, you're going to look to find out why you lost. Oh, and then secondly, like, again, Wilder got caught up in his own hype of being a knockout artist.
Bingo.
And he didn't improve.
That was his downfall. That was his downfall because he says it all the time. He was like, "Hey, you got to be good for 12 rounds. I ain't got to be great for 1 second."
1 second.
Right. Right.
Depending on that.
He was okay with that.
You're not sharpening your iron, bro. You just depending on that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree with that. But going forward, I think I'm rooting for Deontay Wilder. I'm gonna buy that pay-per-view as well.
I'm anxious to see what his fans gonna say if it don't go their way.
Listen, if it, I'm like this, right? If it don't go his way, I mean, the sun's going to rise the next morning. I'm going to have to go to work. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
I understand that, bro. It's just like when Pacquiao finally fought Floyd, I didn't even want to see that fight no more, bro. I'm just keeping it
right.
Because I always felt that Floyd would fight Pacquiao 10 times, and I felt that he would beat Pacquiao 10 times just because of the styles.
Right.
I really feel that way in this fight too. Like, you know, as long as Fury don't get caught in no exchange and get drilled, he's gonna outbox him. Man, now that we know that Wilder can't fight going backwards, that's even worse. And you got a 300-pound man leaning on you all fight and beating you up and bullying you around. It's gonna be tough, bro.
Right. It is gonna be tough. But I feel like there's something bigger here too. Like, I didn't like the whole statue thing they had over there in Europe. Did you see that? Where Ricky Hatton standing over his statue while was there?
No. What happened?
Oh, yeah, they had like it looked racist to me.
What was it? What happened?
So they had, remember when Wilder went down in the first time he went down and he was like looking up, they made a statue of Wilder like that, like a bronze statue, and then they was like all of them was like standing over him like that. It just, I'll find it, I'll send it to you, but it looked weird. And then also on top of that, they put
the flag,
they put the flag on Wilder's, they put their flag on Fury, and they had Wilder, the American flag on Wilder too. And that's what bothered me a lot about, I see a lot of these black people and just Americans in general talking against Wilder, right? And these people even if it's not a race thing for you, these guys took the flag and did that and then stood over it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'll send it to you, but it look crazy. I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Bibbs, yeah, we can't hear you. I can't hear you. It sounds like you're muted. Did you just take a call? You might have to. Yeah,
you're muted.
You're muted. You're not muted, but you're muted to us. Yeah, just come back.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And the thing is, there's no UK fans that are going to be voting for Wilder. Going for Wilder. But here, there's a lot of Americans, in spite of the thing with the flag or whatever, they're still going to be going against them, their own countrymen.
Right.
That's something that even Spence spoke out on. Fighters us doing that.
Right.
We have to support our guys. Because ain't nobody in the Philippines gonna be going for Spence.
That's what I said too. Like it's always the black fighters we have at the roughest in the sport because it's like everyone else is against us and then we be against us too. It's only like half of us going for us. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about Wilder. Why I root for Wilder because look, in a fight and in life, you win some and you lose some. There might just be a guy that's just your kryptonite. It could be Tyson Fury. We just don't know. But who you stand for as a person to me matters. Like Wilder, the type of like you said, Tyson Fury's like you would go out to the club, but you wouldn't have him babysit. Wilder, I would because I know he got kids, he got a daughter. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this guy came into boxing he had a sick daughter to make sure that he could provide for her. And then also when he fought Luis Ortiz and he said Ortiz had a daughter, he was like, let's get money together. We both got sick daughters. See, that's why I like Wilder for me.
He was a waiter. He was waiting tables.
Yeah. Yeah. He have character to me where Tyson Fury to me is just like a bunch of fluff. It's like you can't trust him in any way. No. But outside of that, as a boxer, he's an anomaly because the guy's fucking huge. He's 6'9", he bounces around and shit like he's a middleweight and all this. But my thing, right? He has skill. But my thing was, where the fuck did he all of a sudden get all of this power from? That was a red flag to me too. After the fight was over, it was like the damage you did, bro. You was just in the ring a fight before that, where a motherfucker who should have been Jeff Horn's fucking flunky sparring partner had your eye busted open to the point where the fight should have been stopped, and you couldn't and you didn't even stop him. But all of a sudden against Wilder, you just got all of this power out of nowhere. This guy got dents and shit in his face.
Hold on, pause, bro.
That
dude that he fought, he wasn't laying them gloves on him like he was laying them on Wilder, though. I mean, he was dropping Wilder with a body shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, he put a clinic on Wilder that night, bro.
Yeah, he actually put a clinic on Wilder, but the question was, even in the fight where the first fight, where Wilder dropped him in the 12th round, and he got up and fought his ass off.
Yeah.
His punches didn't have that kind of effect.
He hurt Wilder. He hurt Wilder in that 12th round when he got up.
Yeah. But again, and that's the thing, and that's probably why Wilder didn't do the things he probably should have been doing going into the rematch, because he felt his power in the ring. He said, this guy can't stop me. Yeah, a big guy, I'm just going to have to I'm going to have to be perfect for my 1 second. I'm going to get him up on out of here.
Right.
And it didn't happen. Now, what I will say, which was genius on Tyson Fury's part, was to go to the Crunk gym and adopt that style where all of those heavyweights that were dominant, that had long reach, like Lennox Lewis and all these guys, went and take that style on. I think that was genius. And I feel like that gave Wilder some problems as well, because now it's like you got someone who has a style that is a proven style for who you are. And I think that was also an improvement. But we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. There's a lot of drama behind this.
So I've said this once before. You don't see what Tyson Fury did after he got knocked down in that 12th round, because in my opinion, I felt Fury still won the first fight, even with the 2 knockdowns. But when he figured out you can't run from that gun and run to the gun, it was a totally different fight from that 12th round in the first fight into the second fight.
And I think that has a lot to do with him getting Sugar Hill in his corner, because he changed his style up. I saw there was a problem for Wilder too, because I saw Wilder hit Fury in the first round too. He didn't really go nowhere, and he kept cutting. He came forward, like you said. He ran to the gun,
right?
Which I attribute. Wilder wasn't prepared for that. He was prepared for the fight he fought before, dancing around, Fury fainting and doing all of this. Right. That's what he was expecting. That's not what happened. So that's what makes this such a great fight coming up, because you see one fighter make adjustments to come into the next fight and completely dominated the fight. And now we see Wilder looking like he's making adjustments for this fight as well.
What are we doing on this fight, man?
What you mean?
What are we doing? We
betting? Hell no, I don't have faith in that. My money's not emotional. My money ain't emotional. But I tell you what though. But for you, I'll do the 100 because you ran down.
No.
No. We can do it. No. We can do it. I'll run the 100 with you. Okay. You ran it with me with Boots and Lipnitz. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have to do that. So yeah, I'll do that with you. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We got that. We locked that in.
For sure.
I got Wild. You got Fury, right?
For sure.
Okay. All right. We locked that in. For sure. All right. All right, guys. Well, it's 12 a.m.
On the button. I got to
on the button. Yeah, the button. Salute to the chat. Salute for having me on, man. Oh, no doubt. Salute to you.
For sure, bro.
Make sure you guys, if you're on Facebook, join the group Uppercuts Boxing. Chris Kennedy over here. Solid dude right there. My man Goon. Mr. Bibbs, Drico, aka I need Comcast in my life.
Oh,
that Omaha internet.
That's what happened. You start running. That's what happened.
Yeah, he don't stuck off the Omaha. He don't stuck off the Omaha.
You start running with the Crawfords, man. Then you start getting them on. You start. I just, God bless, and may he rest in peace, my boy Drew Beck. I was watching the show he did with Keon, and his internet kept going out. I think Drico talking about he in Michigan. He in Omaha.
Wow.
He live in Omaha, man. He live in
Get
Omaha.
Off my homie, bro.
Y'all got CenturyLink. He got CenturyLink with the
You say he got the old dial-up joint? Bro?
Yeah, he got the beep beep beep. Sound like a fax machine over there. You know what I'm saying? But much love to my brother over there, Drico.
Hey, shout out to the Kwame Protection Committee.
No doubt.
KPC.
No doubt.
Shout out
No
to
doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Yo, Drico, you got mail. We had to bring you up to speed, Drico, but much love to you, man, and much love to everyone in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all rocking out with us. Stay loyal to the game, and we out of here.
Peace.
Peace. There we go.